Welcome to Manifested Publishers.
Now, so we'll have a diagram here. So we have those fungi that grow vertically. And then at the tip, they are swollen. We have the part that grows deeply onto the substrate. We have the one that grows horizontally. So that's an example of a fungus. It's an example of a fungus. Fungus is singular, fungi is plural. So the vertical part of the hyphae, we refer to it as the sporangiophore. Sporangiophore. It's vertical. Then the part that grows on the substrate, this is the substrate, e.g. the bread, e.g. the bread mold. So we have the part that grows into the bread. We refer to them as the rhizoids. They look like roots. Then at the tip of the sporangiophore, there is a swelling. We refer to that as the sporangium. And that sporangium is the one that contains the spores, is the one that bears the spores. And then when this sporangium matures, it bursts open to release the spores. So this one you can say that this is a bursted sporangium. And it releases the spores to release spores. So you can see the spores being released. Then we have the horizontal. This is called the stolon. So the entire mass is what we are calling a mycelium. So this one is a mycelium of a Rhizopus fungus. This is a mycelium of a Rhizopus fungus. So as I've said, it's made of vertical filaments known as Sporangiophores, whose at the tip are swollen to form what is called the sporangium. And the work of the sporangium is that it bears the spores. And when this sporangium matures, it bursts open, releasing the spores, and those spores are the ones that are carried by the wind from one point to another. So we have spores all over, even in the air. We have spores because those spores have come from different fungi. And that's why once they land onto a certain food substance, they will just germinate. So the stolons are horizontal, like I have said, sorry, and they help the fungus to spread, to form a mass from one point to the other. Then the rhizoids, these ones are for anchorage. They are for anchorage. And that means to anchor onto a substrate. They help to anchor onto the substrate and therefore absorb the nutrients from that particular substrate. And I've given an example of bread. So I want us to have a recap of what we have learned as far as the kingdom fungi is concerned. First, we have said that it is the third kingdom of taxonomy, having learnt about Monera and Protoctista. Then we have examples, things like the mushrooms that we know, things like the yeast that is used for bread making, toadstools, Rhizopus, which is a mold that grows on food such as bread or such as stale bread. And we have said that in that first characteristic, that the basic unit, the smallest unit of a fungus or of a fungi is called a hypha. In plural is Hyphae. We just add an E. That's the plural. And those hypha or those hyphae collectively they form a mass that is called a mycelium, a vegetative mass that is called a mycelium. And I have drawn a mycelium of a Rhizopus fungi here. A mycelium of a Rhizopus fungus. Let's make this a fungus so that we can show that it is in singular. So in this case, we have seen there are vertical ones, the ones that we mainly see, those are Sporangiophores. At the tip, they form the sporangium that bears the spores. And we've said that when it is mature, the sporangium bursts to release the spores. As you can see, this is a bursted sporangium releasing the spores. Then we have the horizontal hyphae. We have the horizontal one. And just adjust a bit. The horizontal one is referred to as the stolon. It helps the fungus to spread from one point to the other to form a mass. Then finally we have the rhizoids. They look like roots and they are for anchorage. They help the fungus to anchor onto the substrate, onto the food substance in which it is growing. So we'll stop there for today.
Welcome to Manifested Publishers,